Here to discuss this light question from CBSE Class 10 Physics. This comes under spherical mirrors. So let's get started. Now the question says a real image is formed by a mirror. Well, everything aside, if it's a real image and it's formed by a spherical mirror, then the mirror has to be a concave mirror. The mirror has to be a concave mirror. Let's organize all the information that we have in this question before we solve. Now it says that it's a real image and the magnification is 1 by 3. So magnification for a real image is negative, minus 1 by 3. That implies minus v by u is equal to minus 1 by 3, and that gets us u is equal to 3v. Now it's also given that the image is formed at a distance of 15 centimeters from a mirror. Now this being a real image, the image will form in front of the mirror, and therefore by sign convention v will be minus 15 centimeter, and that makes it u is equal to 3 into minus 15, and that is equal to minus 45 centimeters. So v is given and we have found u. Now an interesting observation, we don't have to write this in the solution, but even before we solve, let us see for ourselves how this works. We have a real image and the object distance is 45 centimeters. Clearly, the focal length is going to be numerically less than 45 centimeters. I repeat, the focal length is going to be less than 45 centimeters because this is a real image. If the focal length had been greater than 45 centimeter, or it comes out to be greater than 45 centimeter, it would mean that the object is in between the focus and the pole, which means it would make a virtual image. But the fact that this is a real image, we know in advance. Let's just skip this information at the back of our mind, that the focal length that we are eventually going to get must be less than 45 centimeters. The numerical value is going to be less than 45 centimeters. That's one. The other thing is that this is a concave mirror, and therefore the focal length must be minus. So there are two things that we know in advance. Even before we have solved this question, we know that the focal length is going to be minus and it is going to be less than 45 centimeters numerically. Let's see if we get these two things. So by mirror formula, one by f we know is 1 by v plus 1 by u, and that gets us that gets us 1 by f is equal to minus 4 by 45, and therefore f comes to minus 45 by 4 is equal to minus 11.25 centimeter. That's the focal length. Interestingly, we are aligning, or we are complying rather, with the observations or the understanding from ray diagrams that we discussed a while ago. This must be minus, which it is, and the numerical value of this must be less than 45 centimeter, which is the case again. Also, the nature of the image, well, most of the information is already given in the question. The nature of the image, this is a real image. Real images are inverted, and the fact that the magnification is less than 1, it is a diminished image. Thanks for watching.